Well, we're in St Lawrence now, directly above the Undercliff at St Lawrence. See the Undercliff just down there. This is a kind of a chalk grassland area, lots of marbled whites at the moment. Oh, lovely! This is covered in marbled whites. These knapweeds. Yeah, so there's the Undercliff down there, which comprises kind of coastal grassland, chalk grassland fields, fairly species poor but getting better, all triple SI, and then a kind of a belt of woodland in large gardens, and the inner cliff face where there's all this scrub, and then Dean Farm sort of area. Yeah, so lots of wild carrot here. Lovely chalk grassland along the kind of south-facing cliff top. Looking north, it's kind of this was arable, this field, directly in front of us on the cliff top, but it's been reverted to grassland for the last few years. Lots of what is that, bed straw, and the kind of chalky wildflowers are gradually kind of spreading into the grassland, as you can see. Lots of ryegrass, lots of absolutely full of meadow browns. Let's just kick about, see if I can see any grasshoppers. I assume there will be. Yeah, not huge abundance, but I suppose what you would expect. There are grasshoppers there. Pile of brash where the farmer has cleared, kind of encroaching holm oak from the cliff face. The cliff top there is triple SI chalk grassland. Coming along this way a little bit, so we're kind of walking north. So just over the brow of the slope there is a small arable field on the cliff top. We'll have a look at it in a minute. I'm not sure what is growing there at the moment. We'll just go over to the gate. I'm assuming that this will be cut for hay. Not sure how long he's going to leave it. It's kind of early July now, so really want it for another month to be left like this ideally, but it looks pretty ready to cut from the farmer's point of view. Some knapweed over there covered in marbled whites again. See what we got over the gate here. So essentially, if there were cell buntings kind of breeding in the Undercliff over there, looking south now towards the St Lawrence bit of the Undercliff, if they're breeding there, then we're kind of 500 metres from those grassy fields now, and we come into arable. So this is all spring drilled. It's quite windswept up here, so I assume he's sowing spring barley because of the weather conditions. So lovely countryside stewardship, grassy margin. What is that, 6 metre margin? It's quite disturbed. So lots of annuals in there. Lots of yellowhammers up here, although I can't hear any at the moment. This is quite a thin crop, also quite clean, so it's not low input spring barley, although he has got plenty of annual wildflowers there. It's another, what is that, 3 metre grass margin there, along rather nice hedgerows. It's an ash tree, this is all on the chalk, so the bigger trees here are ash. Not really any oaks here at all. So he seems to have a mixture of kind of permanent tussocky grass margin and a kind of an arable cultivated margin. And at the top he's got a kind of a triangular kind of wedge at the field edge there, which I think is just left fallow. I don't think he's planted anything. Maybe he's planted some whips there, but I can't see any evidence of that. So yeah, that's looking east towards St Lawrence Field, Hampshire Wildlife Trust Reserve, just probably about 800 kilometres that way, 800 metres that way. It's a radar station, and then there's another barley field. Again, there are yellowhammers breeding in these kind of scrubby hedgerows. So you've got here another wide tussocky grass margin, which is all obviously excellent. The hedgerows here are really good. You can just see over in the distance more barley. This is all drilled in the spring, but it's not low input by the looks of it. There's some grassy fields, one of which has been cut, so kind of late silage, very early hay, however you like to think of it. Yeah, that's a really great margin there. Yeah, so if we can get the farmer here to have some low input barley, he's already got barley sown in spring, left as stubble. There's a lot of stubble here over the winter just gone. I should imagine birds nesting in the Undercliff would come up here. As I say, we're about 500 metres away from decent nesting habitat within the Undercliff. That's St Lawrence. Just panning over in the distance, there's what looks like another wide kind of margin, with it's like another 6 metre grass margin, very wide hedgerow with emerging scrub, and then a cultivated margin, and then more barley. It's interesting. This guy's certainly intuitive. I'm not sure that that's the same farm over the way, but it may be. So